After watching this short lesson, you'll finally understand key signatures. To help you learn all the key signatures easily, we'll take a look at the key signature chart. Now this chart is downloadable for free on Keynotes. That's key-notes.com. Now first you might be wondering, is it really necessary to learn all the key signatures? In a word, yes. But fortunately, it's really not too difficult. All you need to know is the order of the sharps and flats, and there are just 7 of them that you have to learn. Now it also helps to familiarize yourself with the circle of fifths. Each sharp or flat in the key signature is a fifth away from the last, just like the keys in the circle of fifths. Let's start with the sharps. Now the sharps go clockwise along the circle of fifths. So the first one is F sharp, which is right here. Now let's go up a fifth. And this is C sharp, up another fifth. G sharp, another fifth. D sharp, another fifth. A sharp, another fifth. Now this one is E sharp. So here's our E, E sharp. Remember, we're looking at the sharps in the key signature. So every note that we play that's up a fifth is going to be a sharp key. And one more. And this one is, can you guess it? It's not C. Instead, it's B sharp. So there we go. Now let's take a look at the flats. So the flats go counterclockwise along the circle of fifths. So each flat and each key, each of the flat keys, is a perfect fifth lower than the previous one. And the first flat to learn is B flat. And if you go down a perfect fifth from there, we get E flat. That's the next flat. Down another perfect fifth. A flat. Another one. That's D flat, and now we'll go down another perfect fifth. G flat. Now can you guess what this one is? So it might look like a B on the keyboard. It's enharmonic with B. In other words, it's the same key on the piano, but technically speaking it's a different note. This is a flat key, so here's our C, and one half step lower, one piano key lower, is C flat. And there's just one more. And just like the C flat, this one is F flat. Do you notice any pattern? So it turns out the flats are just like the sharps, just in reverse order. So all you have to remember is, for instance, for the flats, start with bead, B-E-A-D, and then G-C-F. You could remember that. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, that's bead, B-E-A-D, and then G flat, C flat, F flat. And then the sharps are the reverse of that. Just start with the F and just do it backwards. So F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So that's all you have to memorize, just those 7 letters forwards and backwards, and then you know the order of the sharps and the flats. Now, as you study the key signature chart, you'll quickly discover its patterns. So the right column shows the sharps or flats, and notice how each sharp is always a fifth above the last one, starting with F sharp, then you go to C sharp, and then G sharp, and so on. And that each flat is always a fifth below the previous one. So starting with B flat, then go a fifth lower to E flat, a fifth lower than that to A flat, and so on. Now, the key signatures have a sort of zigzag pattern when we see them written down. But in reality, each sharp is a fifth higher than the last one, each flat a fifth lower than the last one, but these just won't fit on a 5-line staff. And to see that in action, let's give it a try actually. So let's say we wanted to fit all the sharps in key signature on the 5-line staff. So let's say we wrote in an F sharp, then a fifth higher is C sharp, fifth higher than that is G sharp. Now we've already run out of staff line, so we would actually need to do this for a D sharp, and then for an A sharp we're already up here, and then we would need a lot more so-called ledger lines, and that would get pretty impossible to read pretty quickly. So instead of that, they're written like this. So here's our F sharp, and then the C sharp is written here, G sharp up here, D sharp here. So this is a bit of a zigzag pattern. A sharp fits right here, and so on. So that's how they're written, and that's why we get that kind of pattern. But in reality, you can actually think of them, each sharp as a fifth higher and each flat as a fifth lower. Now the order of sharps and flats, and with it the key signatures, should make perfect sense to you. Happy practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.